Hello, so right now we're in a meta in Brawlhalla where stuff like bow and other weapons like wrong one. Axe are in meta and they are just like axe always sort of broken and just really good, and bow has always been a really good weapon, easy to pick up. Like that's why people like Azoth are really good and sort of broken, especially with signatures like that, and that he's just really kind of broken because he's always been good. His sigs can be spammy, can just be really good in general. And that's why he's just a really good character right now. And like other stuff, like let's go Caspian, gauntlets in the meta, really good because they're always really good because they're one of those weapons that you've got to be kind of good or will catch you off guard, I guess. They're not like super easy to be punished. They're not super easy to dodge either, because like getting out of or dodging a gauntlet combo can be really hard when you barely play or see the weapon, which me, up until I actually played any Gauntlet Legends, literally had no idea what to do. And that's kind of the meta we're in right now. It's kind of an annoying meta because Axe has been broken even before it came in this meta. But fine, but since it's so easy to pick up, you're going to see so many people using it. And Gauntlets is just a try-hard weapon that you won't be that surprised to see in higher elos or just anywhere now, because it's not as hard to pick up anymore as it might have once been. So I guess I'll just get into it. I'm just going to be saying what are the best legends for each weapon, and for Axe, we'll start off with, I'll say Azoth because I'm already on him. Me being an Azoth main, he is my Axe main. He is really good at just killing because I go 8 strength on him, and like, this is 0, bad defense. Let's look for like, okay, that. Put him on like Barraza or something. Or, yeah. Barraza, a 6 defense, normally character, I'm pretty sure. Like a normal combo like this, that puts him in deep yellow, and he's got like great defense, which is why Azoth is just, he's really good for killing and building up damage when, especially against good defense legends. He's also got, like, one of the reasons he's really good is because his sig kit is like so annoying to fight because he's can be such a spammy character, but it's also just really good. Like, say D-sig, it's so good for like using just anywhere. It's got a vertical, it comes from the ground vertically in front of you, and it's just, wait, what am I saying? It goes right in front of you, and it spikes them up. It's basically NSIG, but you have like the little starting thing to catch them instead of just hitting them where they are. And like, what's good about it is, like, say, let's put this Barraza on lower health. If you, like, it can be used after spiking with an NSIG, you can do that, which is really good and almost kills, and then just follow up with an axe recovery, and it's just really good. And also, you've got, this is probably, honestly, it's a really good sig, but in my opinion, one of the worst sigs on his kit, because it's not always the easiest to hit, especially if you're not in the, like, not in the game of using it. But it's still really good because it spikes, it does so much damage, and like that, okay, I'm bad, that would kill because of the health range they're at. It does so much damage when it hits, especially if it's like charged or something. Yeah, 29 damage, so that's a really good signature that can catch people off guard, especially if they're like at lower health and just trying to sweating around trying to survive, and then you just crank out that's really good. Then NSIG, it can spike you into the air, which can leave NSIG, DSIG to be used in air. This is basically just better NSIG because of the fact that it has a startup and can be used more usably in air because it's kind of faster, even though this is like just a one part sig animation. So then we will move on to sword, which is, in my opinion, Bodvar. Bodvar has always been a great sword legend, and I believe always will. Like, all the pros say this. He's got great stats that just can't go bad. Kind of like Ulgrim, just great stats in the meta right now, and just, it can't be bad, no matter what. One of those characters that might not be up like with the top best, but just always good. And another thing that helps him is his signature kit is really good. You've got D-Sig, which just, like, say they're coming back from off stage or something, and you just gotta do a D-signature, and it's just that easy. Like, well, that's a bot, that's why he died, but it's really good. And then N-Sig, you can string into it like that, which is just, this catches so many people off guard and is so good because, like, it's really quick and not many people are going to expect you to do it because I barely see anyone use it, and not many people are going to dodge out of it, and that's just why it's also like a 2-hit sig in general, so it's really good. Although it does 0.99 at the start, but it can catch people really well, and like if someone's like here edge guarding, maybe just throwing out a signature that keeps them in place, just do that and it'll hit them and you'll get back on a stage and maybe kill them, win the round or something. And then the last one is this, which honestly is just too fast to be punished or expected, so that's why it does a decent amount of damage as well, so it's really good. Although it's just a horizontal hit, 25 damage most of the time. It's really good because no one expects it. It's really quick. And then now we're gonna move on to hammer, which honestly there's two options, which I could stick on Bodvar, which great hammer, or I could go over to, where's he, Nash, who also is a great hammer. They both have great sig kits, but honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Bodvar. He, honestly, like I said, Bodvar is just never bad. His hammer, I think one of the biggest reasons that he's on this is because of that signature. So many of the pros say that, like, D-Sig or something is his best. I disagree. This has gotta be it. And it's like, it hits grounded, it does, how much damage did that do? Okay, I thought I said 30 or something. It does a good amount of damage, like, let's charge it. 28 when charged. And it's like, it's slow but quick at the same time, because like, you could use this off stage and it doesn't really have a startup that much. It's just like, you use it and then it hits, honestly. It's just really good. It's gonna catch so many people off guard, man. Then you have this one, which honestly is just good because it does a decent amount of damage. Like, this is gonna kill if someone is lower, even on Barraza health or something. And like, you can even use it in air like that. Well, you really use anything in air, but it's good for in air, I guess. And then we have this signature, which has got to be the worst sig on his kit, because it's good, but like, I don't see many people use it, and I don't see anyone actually throw it out, because like, it's one of those sigs that's like, you're gonna get punished if you miss, but then at the same time, if you do it, it can give you, like, you can be rewarded greatly, because if they're low and you use it in air or something, they're dead, even if they have to go fly across the map. But honestly, it can just be hard to hit sometimes, and it doesn't give that much damage. It goes, what, 8, 9, 17. That gives like 23, 24 damage or something. Math is probably wrong, I'm an idiot, but it's good. Just probably the worst on his kit because it can be hard to throw. Like, it doesn't hit like that, but it does hit like that, which I feel like you can overestimate when it's gonna hit or not, which is just a problem. But yeah, so now we're gonna move on to next weapon, blasters, which probably not many are surprised by this, but it's gonna be Diana's blasters. Diana honestly has some good stats, but they're not the best because her stances just take away from the wrong things. So you've got like, I'm pretty sure it's like 5 speed, 5 attack, and that's good, but if you say go attack, that takes away from, no, 5 defense, 5 attack. Say you go defense, that takes away from attack, and attack takes away from speed, which is honestly good enough speed that you would take away from attack, but I feel like your stats could just be better. But honestly, stats aren't the whole thing here, so we're gonna talk about SIGs. They are just really great because this is basically your bow D-Sig, but it goes in front of her and it has 2 little like blasts that can hit. I'm pretty sure if the bottom one hits, it does like maybe 1 attack damage, but then the top one, that's what pulls it. If the top one doesn't have to have the bottom one hit, and it's really good. If you use this like off stage or something, it can catch someone super easily and it'll pull them right here and probably slam them and still kill them. But then you can also just like, someone's coming back, boom, they're not gonna get back because they're gonna get whipped to the other side. Just like, all you gotta do is this. Okay, but then there's other things like, I don't know, this might take me a couple tries. It's a signature combo where, okay, that's good enough. You just, the point is, it's where you follow up a D-Light by doing a D-Sig and it'll whip them around. That's a really good amount of damage, and it's just, honestly, kind of broken because Diana's really good character. With that, like, blaster combo you have, it can do so much damage and just maybe win you around. Then you have scythe, which will kill and spike on not even that low health, or not even that high health, like, middle orange, maybe even low orange. They will die to this, or we'll just send them flying, which is, it's just really good. But the only thing is, it can be hard to hit sometimes, but you've just got to use it in like ways where they're not going to be expected, and it'll probably hit. But then now, let's get you up here or something. Yeah, so let's take that off. Control mode player. Okay. This is just such a good signature. Honestly, Diana's has one of the best sig kits in the game, and it's both her blasters and bow, although her bow, which I'll talk about later, has really good sigs, probably the better ones, but this is just such a good sig. It's so fast, and it just catches so many people off guard, and it will kill. It will definitely kill. It has like 27 damage, I believe. Yeah, 27. It's such a good sig. It's fast, it kills, and it's gonna catch him off guard, so. Now we're gonna move on to Rocket Lance, which, honestly, I feel like every video I've seen on the Rocket Lance, it is always said to be this man. I did not do that. You're lying. Okay. It's always said to be Orion, who has the best rocket lance, which I can say really great signatures. Spammy. This one fast. This one fast. This one is really good. Can be caught in, like, just GC it and they're gonna die. Catches me up all the time. But honestly, I don't think it's the best. I don't think he's the best Lance legend, because I could be biased since I am a Ulgrim main, but I personally think that Ulgrim has the best Lance in the game right now. He's just, his stats are one of the things that carries him up here. Well, Orion has some stats that like take away from the one things you want to add, and honestly aren't that great, because damage and defense are stats that you want to have like high of, probably, or at least good, and then he has some, like, you do one of them and it takes from the other. But Ulgrim, really, you don't even need a stance. I go Dex, but I honestly don't need it. He's just really great legend, because in all, his axe is great and it complements his lance, but then also his lance just, you don't even need to use axe. Like, I mean, the Cossalix, barely. It's so great. You have stuff like this, just one sideline in the D-Sig that can catch people up, so that can always catch people up. Like, I'm not saying go out and use this all the time, but it can catch people up easily. And then that, it's really just anything around it, and then D-Sig it hits. And it's super good. It does a ton of damage, like, or it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it builds it up. And then it can also go into strings, because like you hit this, depending on how they dodge, you can go up and do a grounded attack, or just go down there and normal lance combo like that. But yeah, D-Sig just, you can string into it so many ways. I'm bad, I didn't GC that, but it, like, you can GC it too. When they're coming back to stage, it's really good to use it. Like, oh, I missed, but it's all in all good sig that catches people up a lot of the time. And then next we have this, which honestly, I'd say basically same thing on Axe, but his Axe version is better of this, because it can spike better and do more damage. But this honestly can catch people up. Like, if you're doing a lance combo and then they're going back on edge, just to do this, and then boom, that. It's so good. You can string into that. That can be done with any signature, but this one is just good. And then last one would be, I can't be Costelix, but it would be a side light, end light, and then end sig. This signature's worst sig on his kit easily, but then at the same time it is so good because it spikes and it will kill them. Like, I've killed so many people with this at such low health, and it will catch them off guard because you don't see many Olgrims use sig. You can side charge it, and it's just really good. If someone's up here, do that. It works under a platform. If someone's up here and like they're just hugging the platform, boom, they're not gonna expect it because no one uses that sig on Olgrim. It's just so good. Like, once again, D-Sig uses so many uses. It can be stringed into by so many things. And then now, Katars. This is a hard one, but I'm going to have to go Ragnar. Ragnar is honestly really good Katars, because his sigs just complement it, and Axe, I feel like, complements Katars really well, and his signature, like, those signatures work well with his guitar signatures, and you can use the same type of strings. So if you're like more used to his Axe, then they can also work on guitars, which is good. Guitars are honestly just a really good weapon right now, not a meta though, from at least what I know. But use so many combos like this. What? That is just, that's sort of broken because you just hit him and then end sig, because his end sig's so good, dude. Probably best sig on his kit on both weapons, and it just, because it'll catch them and then just spike them down. That's so good. And this one, it's too fast to be punished, too fast to even expect, and yeah, it does a good amount of damage for what you think it would, and it'll kill easily, like, especially off stage is when I think it's best used, and it's just good. Sorry, talking about guitars, Ragnar is just, it's really good. So you have another thing, side sig, honestly I feel like is better after you've just done a combo to string into, while the others can be used on their own. You want to string into this, it's really good like that, because say that just does a ton of damage and it catches them off guard when you think they might want to continue a combo or something, then you just do that. It's really good because it does a ton of damage and it can be unexpected. It feels like a slow sig, but it can be fast sometimes and hit when you don't expect it to. And that's just why I think his guitars are the best. So then, I already did Axe, so now we're on to bow. Back. Should have gone the other way. Back to Diana. Easily best bow in the game. Has been best bow in the game. Probably always will be the best bow in the game. It's just so good. Her stats complement it. It's like, speed on a bow legend is so good in my opinion. Although, like, like I said, her stats, they're decent, and they're nothing to complain about, nothing to go crazy about. But I honestly, they complement Bo. And I didn't say this, but they complement blasters too. And I feel like blasters just complement Bo well, because these are both kind of build-up weapons. Like, blasters have good kill options, Bo has good kill options, but I feel like they're both for their combos and strings are for damage build-up, and then so you can use one of their good attacks to build up damage or to kill them later. But I gotta say, the big thing that makes Diana's bow so good is her signatures. Honestly, sometimes I'm a Diana main. I'm a few mains. There are a few people on this list that I main. Honestly, just one of the best. Sometimes I'm a Diana main, like I said. Sometimes I still feel like it should be nerfed. Even though I main this legend, I feel like she should be nerfed sometimes because of how good, specifically one of them, her sigs are. Like, let's do side sig. That's what it is. If they're just like, okay. You're trying to kill them, just dash back and side sig. Or, let's say, let's make the bot, what is it, dodge reaction, let's do neutral, so, yeah. Oh, wrong sig. What? Boom! You just dash back and then sig. This catches so many things, I feel like, and it's because it catches. I don't get it why, but it's just like, it'll catch when you don't think it does, and it does so much damage. It'll kill if they're like, it'll kill when they're not even, when you don't expect it to. Like, they could be deep orange, middle orange, and it'll kill. Like, that, have that catch. It's so good. Where is it? Dodge up. Oh. Boom. They're literally just, almost all of them, they're just gonna dodge somewhere where this still catches, or you can just dash back and hit. Oh. And then, that's all we need. Or I'll show this. Boom. Just add I'll just add a tiny millisecond more to your backdash, or add to your backdash, and it hits. And then, now we're gonna just put them back on this. This, honestly, best sig in the, one of the best sigs in the game. Oh my god, that is so good. I forgot to mention that Ulgrim has one of the best sig kits in the game. Diana's up there with one of the best sig kits in the game. Oh my god, it is... That end sig is so good. And then you can just, immediately GC another one on edge, and it will kill. It's just... I've seen it kill... I've seen this, combo kill so early, because... It just spikes you, and then people can't really, like, say, if you use your dodge up or something, or you just use your jumps before this happens, or just slide charge it, and it just hits, and it's so good, does so much damage, like, that's a good 14, 15 damage, like, 16, actually, I think. Oh, that's just such a good signature. It catches a ton and can be just used immediately after. I've seen so many people just spam the signature and win a whole game with it. And then this, what is it? That is such a good sig because it catches people off guard and just, you know what, people don't expect it. It catches them off guard and they die. Because it also kills early a lot of the times. It's such a good signature, and it pulls them backwards, which is also good. They're just gonna die to it. And, like, if they're on edge, it will spike, like, onto the wall, and then they're still gonna get pulled backwards because of how much force it has. It's such a good sig. Some of these I don't know, some of these I can't talk that well because of how good they are. Or just because trying to find the words to explain how good they are. Gauntlets, what would it be? I don't want the bot to be Wushang. I think it's good. I'm gonna say Wushang. Honestly, this is a debatable one. Gauntlets is a really good weapon right now, meta. But I'm gonna say Wushang is the best Gauntlets legend because he's just such a good legend in all. I put him, in my opinion, top 10 legends in the game. So many good SIGs, or his spear complements it too, which I forgot to do. I will do that after this. That D-SIG, slide charge it, or just do it on a wall. It's so good. Oh my god, man. It catches me and annoys me so much. It's just... Of course, with his good dexterity and speed, I believe, that's just good for a Gauntlets legend. Like, dex, many pros say isn't needed, but I feel like on a Gauntlet legend, it's just good to have dex, and that's why Wushang is really good with Gauntlets. This SIG can be slow, but I swear to god it catches everyone, unless you're spamming it. If you just do this when they're like coming back up or something, it will hit. I just know it will. I'm not saying this because I'm not saying this because I catch people with it. I'm saying this because I get caught with it, and I'd say I'm a pretty good player. We have stuff like this. That just, I feel like it can be used whenever they're falling down, honestly, from anywhere. It can be slide charged like that. It's so odd how it catches to me, because like, I feel like if you're in lower health, it might catch more or something, because it always sometimes, like, I've gotten this one round where like, it just kept hitting me ungrounded, and I had no idea why. It's just all really good signatures, which just make him super good. And the best Gauntlet legend, in my opinion, of course. This is all my opinion, by the way. Totally not in the title. Now we're gonna go back to Spear, because I kind of forgot about it earlier. We're gonna go back to Orion, which is what most people would say is the best Lance. I'd honestly say is... Sorry. I can't go back to Orion Prime. Oh, dang. Okay. I'd say he's the best Spear in the game, because that's like the best... That is the best SIG combo in the game, honestly, or one of them, because of the fact that even if you dodge right here, it's a 2-hit combo, or it's a 2-hit signature, so it might just catch you on the way down, which is really good. It's just kind of broken, honestly, sometimes. Many people rage at Orion, and I understand why, just because this signature catches at all times. Honestly, I see, this is one of the reasons he's S-tier legend in a lot of people's opinions. Just look at that, N-Sig, so good. And then you also have his side sig, which isn't too fast, but will catch so many people off guard. It's like, you're just thinking about the options they have to kill, and then they do a side sig, and you're dead already before you even think about it. Catches me a lot. And it can even be used in combos, like that, which wouldn't really happen in a fight, but it can be used GC'd, and then it can also just be used, like, while they're falling on the edge, which I didn't get to show there, but yeah, it's just a really good signature. One of the reasons Orion is the best Spear legend, because it does so much damage at the same time while many people fall for it, which is honestly one of the things that makes a good signature, being able to have people fall for it, while at the same time it spikes. So, of course, this is the best signature, in my opinion, on his kit, which is Orion D-Sig, or Spear D-Sig. Sorry, it's like 3 AM. And this, it just hits. It does so many damage, it spikes, and it's just so good. I don't even need to talk about it much, but yeah, if you do it on the side like this, it'll kill. Or GC it, it'll kill. It's really good. Really good signature, really good legend. Best for his weapon. So then we're gonna move on to, I believe we're on Scythe. Where is she? Should be back here. I skipped her. There she is. Okay. Many people say Mordex. I don't like Mordex, so this is probably biased. Dang, first step. Okay. Nyx's scythe is just honestly broken sometimes. Look at that. That just, I mean, Mordex can do the same thing, sometimes better, but like, it is so good because this does, I think, about the same amount of damage, and it spikes better sometimes. It's just, and many people get caught up with it. Like, Mordex has done the same, but this, like, a lot of people don't expect because Nyx has many kill options, and Sig isn't always the expected one because it's not as easy to hit as her other Sigs. But I just think that it's gotta be one of the best scythe Sigs in the game because it hits so, it's so satisfying when you hit it as well. It's a really good signature. And catches people off guard, which, how much damage does it do? Let me check. 21. Doesn't do that much, but if they're on top or if they're low, it will kill. Let's see what health it kills at. Ooh, it'll kill it, red. Really good signature. Yeah. Just catches people off guard. And then we have D-Sig. This one is just super fast, which is why it's good. Like, look at that. It kills, and you get it 4 times, and it kills. Really? BMG? And it can be stringed into like that. It can be used on edge, or just a G-Seed, like... Okay, I'm trying to show it on edge. Okay, it can be used on edge by GCing it like so, and it'll honestly catch edge guarders who are being too close to the edge like that. Really good. It can, like, once again, it catches people off guard because it's just a really fast signature, and it does a lot, honestly. Probably the best thing on her kit, just because of how much it does and how quick it is. Then you have this one, which is really good because it just... You throw it out and it kills. It just kills. And the range of how, like, the hitboxes on this are so good. Let's show. I also like the animation. That all hitbox ranges is so good. It hits so often. And can string into other kill options like N-Sig, or say you hit them off stage, you do some tiny little combo or something. There's so many times where and then you just use it and it kills because they don't even have to be that low. If it's on edge, it'll kill. Good signature, and that is a really good scythe sig combo on edge, which just kills. Pull them to the other side and it'll probably kill. It just kills. Really good sig. See, it does hit on edge, I told you. And yeah. So then we go on to Cannon, I believe, which it's between Zol and Onyx, honestly. And I'm just gonna say I don't know, I think they're tied. Because with Zol, so much damage. Dude, nerf this legend, please. His axe, honestly, is probably the better weapon sometimes, which is why I don't put him as #1 Cannon legend. But look at that sig. It'll catch an air like that, super easy, and then you hold it like that, and it does so much because of Zol. So good. Oh, sorry, I made it back. It just does it's such a good signature, and then that, like, pressure sig, and it does so much. Oh my god, 31. They're off stage, you pressure them with that, and then, like, even when they jump up, they're still gonna get caught by it, because, like, it seems so slow, but then by the time you're up, it hits you, and it's so good. You also have this, which catches too much. It shouldn't catch as much as it does. Only thing that makes this worse is it can be punished very easily, but it just, I think honestly it's worth the risk because of how much damage it does and how often people fall for it. It's sad. And then we're gonna go over to Onyx, who is the other pick, which I honestly think they're tied because they're both great canon legends, have great weapons that complement them. Like on Zol, I think we passed her. On Zol, I think the axe just complements whatever it's called, a cannon, really well because they both have really good kill options and combos that can string into kills. Here we have Onyx. Everyone says this sig is bad. I like it. I think it's really good, honestly. 32 damage at full charge, and I see him so good, well used in side charges, because if you side charge that, then they're just gonna, like, because it can be really set off at any, like, a point, and then you side charge it, boom, they're just gonna die, because they don't expect you to instantly actually finish the sig off, and then it's just gonna kill them. You also have this, which, I swear to God, goes so quick, and catches so many people, like, when someone's coming back to stage, just do that and they die in air, right here, anywhere, like down here, under stage. It just works. And then last one, what is it? Last one, we have Ensig, which is just so useful because they come back to stage and that just hits. I feel like it hits more than it should, just like Zol side sig. Such a good signature. And then it can be used when it's slide charged. It's really good and people fall for it, which is good because it's honestly really quick, quicker than it should be. So then we move on to Orb, which I feel like no one will be surprised. Or is it Fate? Dark Arts Fate. Orb is honestly a weapon only really good in top level play, but not as good in lower elo, but just, it's such a good weapon sometimes, and can be used some of the best combos. Like, you can do more damage than a signature just by doing dare, like that. But then we're talking about Fate's Orb, not the weapon in its own. This sig, I feel like they just buffed it recently or something. I don't know. I don't read the patch notes often, but it hits so much more than it used to. I feel like many people underestimate the range, which is why it's underrated. But because it does so much damage at the end. It does not do so much damage at the end. It kills though. When you use it on side, when it ends up hitting on the side of a stage, it can kill at like lower healths, which I think is really good. Oh dang. It's a really good signature. And then honestly, this one, it just hits. I feel so many people walk into it and it can go up vertically or it can just go horizontally, which is really good. Yeah, it can kill in both directions, and like you can come up at the top of the stage, hit it, and if you make it go up, it goes up and they die. And it can throw them across the stage, it can throw them across the map. It's really good. And then the best signature, you can be used in so many sig combos. Oh dang. That Ensig is just so good on Fate because it's so fast, it spikes, it's just so much damage, catches people off guard, it's one of the best signatures shown in this video, so good, easily. You can string it out of D-Sig, like that, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom. You can just have some, like, it can be a follow-up on a sick orb combo where you do, like, 10 nairs in a row. It's just, it's one of the best sigs in the game. I just used, like, a different sig 4 times when trying to talk about one. Okay, on to the last one, Great Sword. This is, why am I going that way? He was the first Great Sword legend, but out for, like, 2 years. was more broken than Scythe is now when he first came out. Jaehyun is like gotta be the best greatsword legend in the game because his stats, like speed is so good for greatsword because of how slow of a weapon it is, and then got some great sigs like this. Not that good, but honestly it'll catch when you never expect it to, and like you'll just like, I feel like I've just been killed by it so many times. I don't think it's gonna hit and then it does. It's so annoying. Really good sig. And then you have this. It's a really better off stage. They're below you, just do a D-sig, you know, spike them down. A lot of the times it'll kill if they're lower health or just in the right position. Not a god great sword player. It's really good because it's also honestly slow but kind of fast because I feel like you don't always expect it. And then last one, Ensig. I feel like what makes it so good is that it hits grounded when it hits grounded all the times you think it shouldn't. And then it's also so useful off stage. If they're falling down like this, you use that. It could send them up and let you get back on the stage, or it'll just kill them. Could win you the match. It's such a good signature. And I feel like sword complements greatsword really well because, well, little than the big. It's so good. Both the weapons complement each other, and sword complements great sword especially well too. So great signatures, great stats for the weapon, and great weapons that complement each other. I feel like great sword was so broken when it first came out, but then instantly went down to like a C weapon after it got nerfed so many times. So yeah, this was my ranking, I guess. Stop playing Scythe, play ball thing. Yeah. Bye. Subscribe, I guess.